Hey Aries, what's going on? We're here with a timeless reading. Welcome to the channel. First card that we have out is the Magician. Second card that we have out is Five of Cups. I'm also looking at Knight of Pentacles as well. Okay, Magician is about wanting to move forward with something, wanting to get something done. Magician is a card of action. It's also connected with like what you've been thinking about, how you've been framing things, and your plans that you have for moving forward, or like what you're visualizing. Now, I'm also looking at Five of Cups, which can have you looking at something and feeling like, this feels like it's framed specifically like towards the Magician, which can feel like maybe something fell through. You could also be dealing with two things at once where, like, on one hand, you're trying to make something happen. On the other hand, with Five of Cups, you may still be processing something that didn't happen the way that you felt like it should have, or the way that you wanted it to, or the way that it was supposed to, like as far as the plan that you had for things. I'm also seeing Knight of Pentacles here. This is about you moving forward in a way that's practical. This is feeling like something may not have worked out exactly as you thought that it would, but you may be going back to the drawing board and being like, okay, this is what I'm trying to do now, and then moving forward in a practical way while still sort of dealing with the emotional impact of whatever didn't fully come to fruition in the way that you had envisioned it. In the way that you thought. This could be also like impacting how you feel you can make things happen. Like, because of how this turned out, you may be now looking at your Magician energy and being like, can I be the Magician? Like, can I make things happen? Like, am I able to do that? Because the Magician is connected with our feelings of like our efficacy, our ability to do these things, to accomplish these things that we want to accomplish, to make them happen. And because of maybe some type of outcome that wasn't what you thought it was going to be, you can now be looking at that part of yourself and being like, am I capable in that way? This can also have to do with like your mental capabilities as well, because Magician is connected with that, like your consciousness. Knight of Pentacles is the suggestion to keep moving forward and keep your eyes on the prize. You see how this person, they're moving forward. It's like they're breaking. This is you here. You're breaking out of something and you're pushing through. It's about keeping your eye on this, on like this new chapter that you're starting, or on this like thing that you want to materialize that feels like it's already in your hands. It's just about you transitioning from where you were to where you're going. But you could feel like you're in a liminal space right now, like in this in-between. Although this part, it feels like it's already materializing. And again, like you already have it in your hand. So it feels like something's a sure thing. You just need to keep moving forward. That's what I'm seeing here for you, Aries. But you're definitely dealing with something that didn't materialize the way that you thought it was going to. Otherwise, I'm seeing you have a lot of stuff where it's like moving forward and seeing this through whatever you currently have going on. Because it feels like you're currently doing this to have this already in your hands. You're like on that track already. Bringing something together. Maybe something didn't come together the way that you wanted before. I'm seeing strong Aquarian energy here. This next thing that you're bringing together, it feels like this is going to be like how stuff was sort of supposed to. If I'm seeing Five of Cups on top of the Star is this energy that wants to like emerge and rise up, and it's connected with like where you're going. And I'm seeing this be sort of like your sun and your north node type of energy of where you feel like your soul path is sort of like guiding you. Having Five of Cups, this can be putting a little bit of a cap on this by still having a hard time accepting sort of what has come So it feels like coming to terms with that is going to be important because it's going to release you from something emotionally that will allow whatever this is that's going on now to sort of emerge and bloom. But you could have some emotions that you're holding on to right now that you still didn't finish processing through that could be sort of like capping this process right now. Feels like just needing to be like, yeah, that happened. This is how I'm feeling about it, and like allowing it to process through. Saying something confidently. Okay. Two of Cups and the Star is you sort of bridging the gap here. So wherever it was that you were walking that you felt like maybe wasn't completely aligned with like your natural path, like your higher path, or the path that really like honors you and your nature and your soul mission, this is you like merging those two. So I'm seeing you definitely being on track here. Empress feels like a very creative or a very abundant time where you could feel like super inspired, you could feel motivated, you could feel ready to create. I'm seeing the Star and the Empress coming together here. Strong Aquarian energy. I'm also seeing Mercury and Venus. And to also see the Knight of Cups here, it feels like this is connected with, like, once this comes together, it's something that's going to be expressed. Still an act of balance. I'm seeing you still be in the process of sort of sitting in and feeling in on something. Like getting a feel for it. There's going to be intention for you to move, but it feels like until you get what you need, you sort of staying where you are. I'm seeing this be a learning process because there's an emotional side of things, there's like a feeling side of things, and there's also this taking all of that in. And like consciously taking it in. So it's the air energy that's mixing with your water energy. What you're feeling and how you're understanding that. Like the messages that you're receiving, like these internal messages that you're receiving, and how you're understanding those messages, like that. And how that's leading to the way that you sort of move forward with things. Magician and Page of Coins being connected is about how the steps that you're going to take, being practical, and also being in a position where you're like learning and absorbing is going to be helpful. Having this be a Page of Pentacles, this can be a lot of learning. You can feel like you're sort of starting off with something or starting out with something. It also feels like allowing yourself to have fun. Like this Page of Pentacles looks like they're having fun. It's like a sense of freedom, a sense of like connectedness, connected to nature, or like the Tao, like the way of things, organically, naturally. The rhythm of nature, which is also like the cosmic law and stuff like that. So you could feel very at one with that right now. Like you could feel like you're understanding and seeing the way that things work, and like feeling the earth beneath your feet, like the pulse of life. Having this be a page, this may be something where you don't have a lot of... A page is feeling like you may not have a lot of like preconceived notions. So this can be something where you're like just discovering, just exploring, because a page is usually a like more of a novice type of energy. Having Earth shows needing to be steady, stable, practical, which can mean like a little bit every day, like that type of thing. That's what's going to help keep moving you through. I'm even hearing off the mark. But I'm not seeing it off the mark in like a bad way. This feels like rising up, like raising the bar or something like that, or going like higher than you thought you would, or further than you thought that you would, something like that, or like evolving even more so. Like off the peg of what's normal or what had been normal expectations. It's like expanding, extending beyond that. I'm seeing Temperance. You're going to have to be patient with this. All those of us with Aries placements, it can sometimes be frustrating when something is not happening at the pace that you want, especially because like with the energy of Aries, it's very good at like, let's do this right now. I have the energy. I'm feeling like it's difficult to maintain that if you can't sort of exert it initially. This is something where like you're gonna have to pace yourself through this and try to do it in a somewhat like regular way, like a habitual way, something like that. Like just for now, it's gonna need some type of consistency, which can mean like a little burst of this energy like every day or whatever it is that you're sort of going back into this as you're figuring it out. Seems like you may also be like disconnecting yourself from something that wasn't helpful and putting the pieces together now from here. Yeah, some of you may have gone through some type of destabilizing situation. However, I'm seeing you figuring out your way through this now at this point. But it could have been something that you felt like really like kicked your feet out from underneath you. But I'm seeing you sort of like catch yourself before you fell all the way and now standing back up and moving through this. You could have also put a lot of like your energy, especially a lot of your like mental wherewithal into something, and a lot to like express it or push it forward or to move it or to communicate it, and then things didn't go how you thought that it would. But I'm seeing it be like, okay, so this is what I'm seeing. It's like a plant, a little seed was planted and it started coming up, but then like something happened to it and it started withering, and you could have looked at it and been like, man, now this thing is dead. Like it just could have been a bust, maybe you thought when you were looking at it, but what you didn't know was that there's like another seed below it, and this is like the one that was supposed to bloom. And you're now learning about that. Like I'm seeing this sort of be the plant that died, like the one that didn't go the way that you thought it would, but having the star underneath feels like this is emerging, because this is one that's like rising up. So it's going to like be coming up in the same spot, but this one is going to be like the one that was supposed to be coming to fruition. So whatever it was that was going on before, don't get so discouraged that you forget that something else is going to be coming up in its place. And you may take time to sort of weed that top one out so you can let this new one come through. Because this is definitely the one that you were hoping for the first time around, it feels like. It feels like this process also like showed you more about your path. This is something to be hopeful about. We're seeing the star in the very center. So this is like, take heart, have faith, like keep your hope, like that type of thing. Like don't let go of your dreams. It's a card of encouragement. I'm also hearing it's a card of stability, maybe for the purposes of this reading. Doing things in a practical way, moving forward slow and steady. Tap into your earth energy to do this. This is like methodical, taking care, nurturing, allowing things to grow, not rushing them, not overwatering, not underwatering. It's like really tuning into the rhythm of this process and how it's organically growing and nurturing it from there and supporting it from there, like that type of thing, okay? Having star in all these energies here, this is also about pattern recognition, understanding the way that things are working, through being open and learning about it, even though you're still processing something that may feel a little bit discouraging at times. It's continuing to keep your heart and your mind open as you move through this, because things are really coming together, okay? In a really beautiful and majestic way with the star. All right, my friends, we are going to leave the reading here. I would like to thank everyone for connecting. Thank you for tuning in. I'm sending everybody love, and I hope to catch you guys next time.